We're going to start in an upright position. So sitting on your pillow, on your blanket, hips propped up, knees dropped down. We'll feel the seat that you're sitting on, whatever you're sitting on. Maybe some of you are just sitting on the floor. So feel whatever is underneath you. And then let your whole body just relax into it. So you're not holding yourself away. You're not letting your shoulders land next to your ears, but you're feeling your whole body dropping into gravity, into that hold, that pull of gravity. And let yourself continue to sink into that. See if you can feel, imagine layers of tension that are just being released into the earth. The earth is saying, I'll take it for you. I'll hold it for you. So just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Carry a lot of stuff this time of the year. A lot of extra stuff. So just let it go. For the next hour, you have permission to be present. So once we've let that go and we feel ourselves sitting, let's just take a moment to notice how we're feeling today. Notice your body and the different voices. There might be a different voice coming from your shoulders as opposed to your hips, as opposed to your jaw. So everybody's got a little bit different voice, maybe a different way to express how they're feeling. So notice what it's like to be inside of your body today. If you like closing your eyes, I suggest closing your eyes so that all of the distraction that we see disappears, or at least most of it. Maybe you let yourself tune into the moment by listening to the sounds that are around you. So see if you can hear some sounds outside of your house, outside of your room that you're sitting in. And focus on a sound out there without trying to judge it as good or bad or labeling it as noise or whatever we do. Just notice the faraway sounds. And then notice the sounds that are a little bit closer to you, like maybe you can hear your computer humming or your refrigerator or another person in the vicinity, a pet maybe. Notice the sounds that are closer to you and allow those to draw you in. Now see if you can detect any sounds that your own body is making. Maybe you can hear your heartbeat. Or maybe you hear adjustments in your joints. Or hearing yourself swallowing or breathing. So now that we've made it into the moment, let's be our most upright selves physically. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, lengthen up through the crown of the head, and create this spacious container into which we draw a deeper breath. So let's draw a deeper breath through the nose. Allow your whole torso to expand to receive the breath. And then as you exhale, feel the breath leaving the torso, but try to keep as much of the space as you can. So inhaling, we create more space for the next breath. And exhaling, we try to hold on to as much of that space as we can, but let go of as much as will leave the body. So letting go of the breath, letting go of the breath, letting go of the breath, letting go of the breath. Take deep breaths, but slow the breath down. So everything is spacious. We have lots of time for breathing. And when the brain, the mental body scurries away off into thought like it always does, we acknowledge what we're thinking about, we make note of it, and then we come back to the breath. And then let's create an intention for our practice today. We're going to take that in on the next in-breath, and we'll let it go on the next out-breath. So we arrive in our practice with a clean slate, with no attachments. Let's start to circle from the base of the torso, so where the torso and the hips join, and say hello to that part of the body, the back, the hips. We'll circle back the other direction. Feel yourself spinning. Feel yourself moving through space. Feel the air currents around you, the temperature of the air. Listen to your body. Maybe there's some sounds that are emerging. Let's come all the way back up. We're going to lift our shoulders to our ears, roll them back. Let them drop away like there's a big brick that you're putting on each shoulder. Those heavy bricks on your shoulders, they have no choice but to sink as low as they will away from your ears. We'll do a couple more. And then let's reach one arm up. And as we reach, let's do a little side bend. Let's start to create a little bit more space in each one of the side bodies and use our hands a little bit. So we're going to open up our hands, big hands, and then pull down with a tighter fist. So lifting, pulling down with a tighter fist. Oh, kind of like that first stretch of the morning, maybe that we either take or don't take, but sure does feel good if we do. And then let's come all the way back down, interlace our fingers, and circle our wrists around. I always feel like I'm creating a little bit more space in my hands when I do this with my fingers intertwined. Let's circle the other way. And then let's press the palms out. We'll give our hands a little stretch and then up and overhead. So we're reaching up to the sky, getting as tall as we can. We're not arching our back at all. Tail is dropping straight down. Take a breath and exhale, float your hands down. And feel the touchdown on the floor. Feel your fingertips on the earth. Take a breath in through your nose and blow it out through your mouth. Feel free to make sounds on the exhalations. I feel like making sounds is, boy, I can really let go of a lot. Let's take our feet a little wide, and finally we're going to move into our hips a little bit here. With a little drop, hands are behind me, leaning in on my hands. That little drop can take in a little information about our hips here, probably. definitely the low back. And then let's straighten out our legs and we're going to circle our ankles around. And then we'll circle back the other way. And then let's come to our hands and knees. So we'll do cat-cow here. Always a nice way to start a class with little cat-cow. So on your hands, if your wrists will allow, if not, be on your forearms. We're going to take a look down and draw our shoulders away from our ears. Let's put a little engagement through the abdominal so we feel like there's something besides a rounded or a cow back. We're going to get to cow back, but let's put a more flat back out there. Let's take a breath, and as we exhale, we're going to round it up, chin to chest, tail to chin. As we inhale, let's go the other direction. So now you're in your back bend, and we'll go back and forth, but use your breath to set your pace. And remember, we're not in a hurry. Maybe this is the only time today you don't have to rush. Take another breath in, blow it out. We're going to come right back to neutral. Let's extend the left leg out beside us. So we're going to put that leg out there perpendicular to the rest of your body. And you're just going to let your hips be a little bit heavy, especially on the left side. So we're going to move all around the hip joint today since we're doing a hip class. So we'll hang out here in the inner thigh for a moment. So hanging out here, try to release your shoulders away from your ears and not add a lot of tension to that place in your body. Relax your jaw. And then let's pick up the legs, left leg, and let's bring it all the way over and off the right side of the mat. And then I'm going to take a look over my right shoulder at my left foot over there. And I want to feel my hips rocking just a little bit over to the left. So moving down the other side of the leg, let's take another breath. And then let's bring the leg just straight behind us and stretch the calf. So not part of the hips, but it's all connected. There's a line of fascia that goes from the bottoms of your feet all the way up the back of your body. So they are related. And we'll pull the knee underneath. So let's go to the other side. We'll do the same thing with the right leg. Right leg comes out to perpendicular. I like to put my whole foot on the floor. If that doesn't feel good for your ankle, just be on the big toe side of your foot. We're going to let especially the right side of the hip be a little bit heavy here. So just settling it really into neutral pelvis. If your shoulders are getting tired, you can do all of this on your forearms. You can release your shoulders by being on your forearms. And then we're going to pick up the right leg and we're going to bring it all the way over and off the left side of the mat. Let your hips rock to the right as you look over your left shoulder at your foot. And then we'll bring the foot behind us and just tuck the toes. So just a nice little stretch for our calves and our feet and our toes. And Then we're going to pull the knee underneath. Let's come to down dog. So we'll tuck the toes, walk the hands one hand length forward of where they were, and up go the hips. So let's do a little walking here. And let's walk forward right away since we've spent quite a lot of time using our shoulders. We'll just come right into a forward fold. So soften up your knees a little bit here. Here's our chance to move into the hamstrings, which of course are a big part of our hip joint. Let your head hang down. Let your arms hang down. Whether they touch the floor or not is not important. If it bothers you, if they don't, you can always land them on a block here. And then we're going to bend the knees to stand up. So unhinging, we're not rolling up. I abandoned rolling a long time ago. So we always hinge forward and upright from the hip creases so that we can keep neutral spine. Let's bring our hands to the heart. Inhale, reach it up. Now take up lots of space here. Take up lots of space. We're saluting the sun. We wouldn't be anywhere with that booger, right? So come halfway up. Take a breath and exhale, fold. Here we go, saluting the sun. Oh, thank you, sun, for giving us life on this planet. And exhale, hands to the heart. Let's go again. Inhale. Oh, sunshine. Exhale, fold. Come part way up. Lengthen your spine here. Nice stretch for hamstrings. Exhale, fold. And then we reach. Use your shoulders, use your arms, use your hands, use your fingers. Exhale, hands to the heart. Make sure your knees are a little soft. Let's do it again. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, part way up. Folding over. And up we go. Oh, get big. Are you as big as you can be? Let's do one in silence. Get as big as you can be. Let's do one more. A thought just came to me. Sometimes I think these things are inspired from somewhere. Pick your favorite woman, your favorite proud woman. Maybe it's Wonder Woman, could be a whoever, maybe it's Maya Angelou, maybe it's anybody that you can think of that is a proud woman that embraces this life. How would that woman do this half sun citation? Let's do another one just like her. How'd that feel? That feel any different? I have to tell you, that's the first time my fingertips have touched the ceiling. That's pretty cool. All right, let's walk to, I have a low ceiling, but still. I'm sure my arms didn't get longer. Okay, let's stand at the front of the mat and we're going to take the right foot back a pretty good distance, a wide distance. I'm going to turn my right foot out so my whole foot goes on the floor and I feel fairly stable. In any of these postures where we have wide legs and we're kind of standing on a log here, our legs are close, our feet are close together, feel free to hold on to something, maybe the wall, a chair, whatever you need to do. We're going to do pyramid pose. Choices for the arms. Either leave them on your waist, take hold of your elbows behind, or if you can manage a reverse namaste, which would be namaste like we do in the front, Anjali Mudra, only you're doing it in the back. All right, that puts your shoulders in a pretty strong position of forward rotation. So it's a little bit more challenging. So You get to decide where you want your arms. We're doing this for our legs mainly. So this is going to give us a strong stretch in our legs. The front leg, left leg can be bent, but it also can be straight. Let's take a big breath. We're hinging from the hip creases. As we exhale, we're hinging, we're hinging, we're hinging, we're keeping neutral spine. And I'm going to stop when I start to round. So I'm going to hang out here. This is a strong stretch for my hamstring. If it's too strong, I'm going to bend my knee. I could also put my hand on a block if I feel like I want more stability. But we're going to keep the spine nice and neutral, feeling the four corners of the feet. Let's take a breath. And then lengthen your spine and unhinge. As we come up on an in-breath, we're going to release the arms, step it forward, maybe give yourself a little shake, especially if you were in reverse namaste position. And let's take a step back with the left foot. So you know what's coming now. You know how it felt. You know what adjustments that you'd like to make. You might try your hands in a different hand position. Opening up the heart, inhaling. And as we exhale, we're hinging and hinging and hinging. We're going to keep lengthening out over the leg. So I'm going to, some of you might make it to your leg, but I would say that that would be a very good day for your hamstrings. So we're going to lengthen out, breathing. I'm looking at my foot. I'm trying to keep my neck neutral. Soften your knee if it's too much. Take another breath. And then let's lengthen and lift. We're going to release the arms, take a shake if you need. This time we're just going to turn to the long edge of the mat. All right, let's turn the toes, all toes forward so that our feet are still parallel, they're just wide. The thing to think about here is that roll to the pinky toe. So make sure that your big toe balls are connected strongly to the earth. We're hinging from the hip crease here. Hinge, 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 hinge. And your hands are either coming to the floor or they're going to find their way to a block here. What we want to do is lengthen the spine. I'm going to recheck the four corners of my feet since my awareness went somewhere else there for a moment. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Let's release. Well, first of all, we'll take a breath. And then as we exhale, we'll release the right arm and we'll come up into a nice rotation. That should take us not only into our hamstrings, but back into our inner thigh. Take a look up if you can. Breathe. And then inhale your hand back to the block if you're using one or the floor. Reestablish your nice, long, neutral spine. Take a breath. And as we exhale, we're going to go to the left. And we'll do the same thing. So take a look up. If you don't rotate quite so much, let your arm be an extension of your shoulder. Don't try to wing it way back there. Let's just let it be an extension of the shoulder. So wherever you're pointing when you do your rotation, breathe in, breathe out. The next time you breathe in, let's unwind. Nice. So we're gonna bring the toes together, heel toe, or the feet together, heel toe, until your feet are hip distance again. And we're gonna go ahead and let ourselves hang in the forward fold. So we're in Uttanasana. Potentially your hands are on the floor like mine. Let your head drop down. If they're not, consider bending your knees and letting your belly rest on your thighs. The next time you breathe in, bend your knees, come up. Bring your arms overhead, clasp your hands together, and exhale over towards the right side. I have my index fingers pointing here. Knees are soft. Inhale to the center. Exhale over to the left. Should take you down the outside of your hip. Let's do it again. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's come back to the center, do a little back bend this time. Open up the belly and inhale, center, exhale, shift to your right foot, left knee comes up into your hands. So we'll balance holding our knee right into our chest. This will stretch the muscles in the buttocks. Find something to look at that's not moving. Keep your breath flowing. And let's release. Let's bring the arms up overhead again. Inhale, interlace them the opposite way. Exhale, over to the right. We'll do that same little rotation. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Try to get used to moving into balancing postures from different places. Inhale and exhale. I always have a little micro bend through my knees. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, center. Let's exhale to the back bend. And then inhale, stand on your left foot. Right knee will float up, right? Shoulders relax. We're breathing, feeling calm. And then release. Take a shake if you need to take a shake. Shake out the tension from your body. Just shake it out. Loose, loose, loose. Let it go. And then let's come back to the center. And let's do another balancing posture. We'll put our hands right here on the hips. This one's a dynamic posture, meaning it's a moving, balancing posture. So we're going to stand on the right leg and we'll circle the left hip joint. So we're going to make circles with our hip. And then we'll circle the other way. Of course, you can always hang on. Ooh, touch down. I had to touch down there. I lost my balance. And then put your foot down. Let's stand on the left foot. We're going to lift up the right leg. We make 3 or 4 circles here. Boy, feel all the adjusting that your left foot has to do in your left ankle. Let's circle the other way. Your ankle's going like, what is going on up there? And then we'll put the foot down. Again, we'll take a shake. Now that takes a little bit of a toll on our hip flexors because those are the muscles that have to contract to lift your leg up. So let's do a stretch for them. Let's move back to the front of the mat. So we've got space behind us. We're going to take the right foot back, but we're going to leave the heel off the floor this time. I'm going to do a standing lunging warrior. So we're going to bend the left knee, knee over ankle. All I can see is my big toe. That's all you should see when you're looking out over your knee. Right away, there's that beautiful stretch for your hip flexor, the muscle that was just muscles that were just working to lift your leg. Drop your tail. Keep your right leg straight. So the momentum of the right heel is towards the floor. Let's lift up the arms and let's take a couple breaths here. You can make this into a bigger back bend if that feels good to you. I find that that's more of a balance challenge, but it's up to you. Let's take one more breath. And then let's release and step forward. If you have to put your right heel on the floor, that's fine. You'll just be in warrior 1 instead of the lunge warrior. Let's take the left foot back. Right knee over ankle. All I can see is my big toe. Tail's dropping down. I've got a straight left leg, as straight as I can get it. Heel is dropping towards the floor. Again, you can turn your foot out if you need to, but let's try to keep it up if you can. When you're ready, arms lift, but shoulders stay quiet. As quiet as they can. Breathing. Nice big breaths, feeling that strong stretch, hopefully. Hopefully that's an enjoyable feeling. Let's take another breath. And then let's release and step it forward. We're going to hinge from the hip crease here. Step yourself back into dog. Dropping towards our heels in downward facing dog. We're going to bring the right knee in between the hands. So we're going to come to pigeon. I'm going to suggest leaving your left toes tucked and your knee off the floor just for a couple of breaths. So I've got my leg nice and straight. It is not touching the floor. I'm going to come up onto my fingers, open up into a little bit of a back bend. We're right back in the hip flexor again. And then as we exhale, we'll let everything go. So we're just going to fold down over the knee. If you're not comfortable in that position, you're on your back, right leg crosses left, right hand goes through the space, and we're wrapping around the left shin or under the knee. That's going to be your alternative to pigeon pose. So you'll still get a stretch for your hips. Let's stay here for a few breaths and really melt. Just think of that word melt. Think of ice cream on a hot day or a pat of butter on the top of some hot mashed potatoes and just melt it down. Just like those things are melting, breathing, melting. And then we're going to release on the next in breath by lifting up, coming either to table or back to your downward facing dog, whichever you like best. I find that down dog gives me a little bit more clearance. Let's bring the left knee in. And remember, that foot is either right underneath you or it's over to the right side of your mat. We're going to tuck the right toes under and lift the knee. If you can, come to your fingertips, strengthen your hands a little bit. If you're on your back, you've got left crossed over right, left hand goes through the space, wraps around the right shin or under the knee. Let's take another breath. And then we're going to let that all go. And we're doing that whole melting thing again. Melting, 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 melting. Softening, breathing. Can you melt a little bit more? Let's take one more breath. Breathe it in, blow it out. And then let's lift up and we'll come to our table. Let's put some space between our knees. We're going to sit back on our heels to start with. So we've got wide knees. You could hang out here. This could be a wide angle extended child's pose. Or you can move into frog pose with me just by lifting your hips a little bit further of your heels, further forward. So we can be here. That's going to give us more sensation in the inner thighs. If you like that sensation, you want more, spread your toes out and away from each other. So you've got an external rotation, more of an external rotation in your hip joint. Try to relax your shoulders. Little engagement through the abdominals to keep yourself from collapsing through the middle. Take another breath. And then let's release backwards from the way we came in. So toes come forward towards each other, hips move back, knees draw in, and we'll do a little drop side to side. So just that little, work your hips side to side. Let's go ahead and come up onto our hands and knees, hands a little forward of your shoulders. Let's do a big circle around, up, down, and around. And the other direction. And then we're going to slide out to the belly and roll to the right side. All right, so we're going to do our best. I'm lying on the beach imitation here, right? So we're on our side. Maybe your head is on your hand. Maybe your head is on your outstretched arm. We're going to bend the right knee so it's a little bit forward of us for a little bit of balance. And then bend the left leg, reach back and take hold of your foot. Drop your knee towards the midline of your body, which is now horizontal to the floor. So we're dropping that down, stretching our quads. If you can't reach your foot, take hold of your strap and wrap it around your ankle. And we'll release the foot, roll to the belly and onto your left side, either with outstretched arm or your head resting on your hands. I'm going to bend my left knee, so I've got a lot of stability here. And then the right foot comes to my right hand. I'm dropping my knee towards the midline. Big breaths to the quadriceps. They work so hard in a yoga class. And they're hard to stretch, it's hard to get there. We'll take one more breath in and out. And then let's release the foot and let's push ourselves up using our hands. Just the same way we get up at the end of class from relaxation. You may choose to sit on a blanket or pillow at this point. I'm not going to yet. Let's take the right leg and let's line the shin up to the edge of your mat as best you can. And then we're going to take the other leg, left leg, and stack it on top so that we have knee foot without sickling. Okay, we're going to try to keep that foot neutral or that ankle neutral by just flexing the foot will help. And then we've got knee over foot. There's a space here usually for people. So if you feel like you need to fill it in with something. This is called shoelace pose in the yin yoga tradition. We're going to hinge from the hip creases over the legs to wherever you can get. Hands, forearms, forehead to a block. It's a strong stretch for your hips. If it's too much, put your left leg in front of your right leg. We're breathing, telling the left hip to stay calm. Everything's fine. Shoulders, neck, and face are quiet. Take another breath. And then we're releasing. Let's go to the other side. I hope any of you that have had hip replacement surgery know that this would not be the pose for you. There's strong external rotation of the hip here, so take care of yourself. If you feel like you want to fill in the space, here I am using my blanket this time, keeping my ankle neutral, taking a breath. Here's my hip creases. That's where I'm going from to the forward fold. If this is too strong for you, your right leg goes in front of your left leg. Let's unhinge on an in-breath. We're going to straighten out the legs. Little tap, loosen them up. And then here we are sitting in Dandasana or staff pose. Let's take a big breath in through the nose and exhale it through the mouth. Woo! My shoulders went down like 2 inches. Let's do it again. Maybe you had that same thing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Goodbye, tension. Goodbye. Let's go to our backs. Any way you want to get there today. I'm just going to land. We're going to cross the right leg over the left leg. Let's pick up the left foot. Let's take hold of the ankles. And let's draw the ankles in towards the hips. If you can't do that for whatever reason, see if you can get a hold of your left leg or under your left leg, or use a strap around your shin. So draw the legs in. Another strong stretch for hips. Relax your face. Breathe. And then we're going to release the stretch and put the left foot on the floor. Keep the leg crossed over, slide the arms out to the T position. Let's pick up the hips, drop them over to the right side a couple of inches, and let your knees travel to the left. Again, with no idea of trying to get them on the floor. In fact, if that space bothers you, fill it in with something. Right shoulder stays on the floor. Turn your head to look to the right, and then let go of any tension you're holding in your body. Let's bring the knees to the middle, and let's let them drop just a little bit over to the right side. Again, with no trying to get them anywhere. They just drop a little bit. And then we bring the knees to the middle, uncross them, straighten your pelvis. So you come back to neutral. We'll cross the left leg over the right leg, pick up the right foot. Here we go for our ankles. Ankles don't work. Go for the right shin. That doesn't work. Go underneath. That doesn't work. Use a strap. Melt your shoulders back to the earth. I'm not pulling on my legs here when they're in this position, I'm not pulling. I'm just using the weight of my arms. Same here. I'm not really trying. I'm just using the weight of my arms. Let's release and put the right foot on the ground. Arms are going to slide out to T. We're going to push into the right foot, lift the hips, slide them a couple of inches to the left, and then let our knees drop over to the right side. Head turns to the left. Soften into your shoulders. Let them rest gently on the ground. Feel your torso receiving your breath. Now let's bring the knees back into the middle and let them make that little baby drop over to the left. So not very far, just moving us back into our hip flexors, our abdominals. And then back to the center. Let's uncross, straighten the pelvis on the floor, and let's draw both of our knees to our chest. Give yourself a hug, a little rock. And then let's take hold of our feet into happy baby pose. So knees are wide. Again, I'm using the weight of my arms. I'm not really pulling. I'm just letting my heavy arms draw my knees towards the floor. And then let's release the feet. Let's draw the knees back into the chest one last time. Give yourself a big squeeze and decide if that's enough. Decide if that's enough for you. And if it's not, offer your body what it's asking for. And if it is, let's move into relaxation. So Shavasana is usually where we land, unless your low back protests, and then the legs are bent, feet are wide, and the knees are dropping together in constructive rest pose. That'll help you protect your back a little bit. Palms turn up, body melts into the earth once again. So letting yourself relax. Use your exhalations. Let go of layer after layer after layer. Find the spots of holding where your body just likes to kind of hang out and hold, and despite your best efforts to release, putting your awareness on those spaces and letting go again and again. Let a quiet, natural breath flow rhythmically through your body. Breath flows in and breath flows out. Each exhalation, another opportunity for a release. And feel yourself becoming very quiet and very still. Now we deepen the breath and let the body move again, letting small movements flow in. And then when you're ready, bending your knees one at a time, let's roll to the right. We'll stop here in this beautiful space. Just notice how you feel. And invite gratitude into your heart. Gratefulness for another day, rain or shine, for a body to experience all that life offers to us, for the breath that fills us with life, joins us to each other, and for this practice, which helps our hips feel better when we need our hips to feel better, and brings us into the present moment. And then let's use our hands to push up. And once we're in a seated position, hands come together in front of the heart into Anjali Mudra, this mudra of surrender and honor as we surrender to the wisdom of this practice and honor yourself for who you are, just as you are, and just as you were intended to be. We honor each other in the same way. We honor all people and all the creatures of the earth. We honor this earth and feel gratitude for the many gifts that we enjoy in abundance every day. We feel our connection to each other, to all people, to all beings, to all things on earth. And let's share our voices in the sound of our practice, in the sound of Om, taking a deep breath together. Om. May peace, joy, love, compassion, and gratitude fill your heart today and every day to overflowing. Namaste. And thank you, everybody. Let's get a card from our, let's see, how to love yourself cards. These are the how to love yourself cards. I love this deck of cards. I think loving ourselves is a nice reminder every single day, because aren't you the hardest one to love after all, right? Like, don't you feel that way about yourself sometimes? I release from within me all bitterness and resentment. I let go of old hurts and forgive everyone, including myself. Wow. I affirm that I am totally willing to freely forgive everyone. Wouldn't that be a nice gift for everyone and especially yourself this holiday season? Thank you, Lisa. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Merry Christmas, everybody, if you celebrate Christmas.
Yes.
And I will be here. Today's Monday. I'll be here Thursday.
Yes.
I'll be here Saturday. I just won't be here the next 2 Mondays. Okay. So
Okay.
I look forward to seeing you again.
Yep.
Bye.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays. Get out there in that rain.
Oh, it's sunny. It's sunny out where I am.
Oh, who's saying that? Already in West Hartford, it's sunny?
It got lightened. Yeah, the rain has stopped. Puddles are just
Wow. All right. All right. Coming my way.
coming your way.
Bye.